stuff, good stuff. Our next reader comes to us from Australia by way of New York, by way of Asheville, Tennessee.
No. Asheville, North Carolina.
Asheville,
That's
North Carolina. Not Nashville. Asheville, North Carolina. And is known also for her editing of the wonderful journal Mad Hatter Review. Please welcome Carol Novack.
Because this is a fiction reading, I'm going to start with a poem. And this is what I call a visual sound poem. So it's called The Existential Insomnia's Mantras. And this is mantra number 3. It's really kind of like a jazz riff. So I have to really get into the beat here. It's warm-up exercise for reading. Mantra number 3, variation 1. Put the cart before the horse, before the cart, before Descartes, before the horse, before Descartes, before the horse. Before the cart, before Descartes, before the cart, before the horse, before the cart, before Descartes, before the horse, before Descartes, before the horse, before the cart, before Descartes. Put the cart before the horse, before the cart, before Descartes, before the horse, before Descartes, before the horse, before the cart, before Descartes, before. Variation 2. This is where things get philosophical. Put the locked cart before the knock-kneed horse, before Descartes, before the horse, before the locked cart, before the knock-kneed horse, before Descartes, before the horse, the locked cart, before the knock-kneed horse, before Descartes, before the horse, the locked cart, before the knock-kneed horse, before Descartes, before the horse, not the locked cart, before the knock-kneed horse, before Descartes, before the horse. Put the locked cart before the knock-kneed horse, before Descartes, before the horse. Put the knock-kneed horse. Can't move the locked cart. Can't move the cart. Can't move the knock-kneed horse. Can't move the locked cart. Can't move the cart. Can't move the knock-kneed horse. Can't move the locked cart. Ah! The knock-kneed horse can't move the locked cart, can't move the cart, can't move the cart. The knock-kneed horse can't move the locked cart, can't move the cart, can't move the knock-kneed horse, can't move the locked cart, can't move the cart, can't move the. Okay. Change the pace here. This is my brand new book on sale here, and it's called Giraffes in Hiding, The Mythical Memoirs of Carol Novack. I'm going to read What to Do with the Babies. I asked Daddy what to do with the baby's brains, caprice, Catalan croûte, delicacies at birthday and anniversary parties, comfort food at wakes, bowls in honey on Sundays for fertility. A man in a pigskin hat with flaps is plucking cherry tomatoes off the bushes in my garden. He stuffs handfuls into his mouth, barely chews. His belly expands as the hat's flaps grow points and the man's nose widens. I have told my children many times, beware of men in gardens. I see my children lying still among the bougainvillea, eyes open, still under the shadow of a pig in the sky. The man in my garden turns into a pig in my bed. He wags his tail, licks the lipstick off my face, kicks the comforter to the floor. Soon he'll lick my face off. Pig is predictable. Mortimer, I whisper, nostalgia grabbing me like a pitchfork, scooping me up like a garden spade. A pig in my bed is not a surprise, though he tends to arrive suddenly, as if on impulse, mine or his. We fly to Reno, eventually. He has always had tasty lips that feel like butter and a strong nose for fear. He can smell menstrual blood and menopause from impressive distances. Comely pink pig, so smart, so misunderstood, so maligned, so malignant. I suck on his briny knuckles with my pretty pink mouth, porky pink tongue. In turn, the beast feasts, plucks organs from their venal roots, popping them into his mouth, barely chewing. He leaves my mammary glands for last, salivates as he needs them, wanting milk. Now I am all bone, ready for a stroll on the runway in my rose silk gown. I think of the three pigs, the pig in my 20s, the pig in my 30s, and the pig in my 40s. Pigs come in threes like fairy tales. Then who is this pig in my bed? Pigs come, pigs go. Aging fast, my face stretches across the mirror, and beyond a vacant canvas tent, the color of desert. The eyes are hard in atonal, teeth yellow and cracked like the keys of an antique player piano. I attempt repair with precision, bite my lips, paint them violent, smack them hard, powder the frown lines, brush the teeth with type eraser, don opaque sunglasses incapable of reflection. My little black dress, open the door, bang it shut, lock it. No one can see the dead fetus of my heart. I smile with closed mouth as I approach the garden, a gracious, quiet sow, tasteful too, even snorts silently, renowned for dimples and Nestle Road pies. Nobody noticed the shadow of omen overcoming the sky. The guests are in the garden with my spouse in a bow tie. He is well disguised, his porky scent overcome by key lime cologne. There are my children, Greteline and Hans, in pink and blue, serving overproof Chernobyl vodka punch from gutted mandolins, droite de poisson, topped with fromage crème, cattle bells, pigs en duvet, violette de tourette. Three strolling violinists, tired like gypsies, play Hungarian and French music. The women pinch my children's cheeks till they bleed, remark, how sweet and good they are, the wee piglets, delicious. The women lift their skirts to taunt the violinists, exhibiting thighs in various degrees of decomposition. My elegantly raised children retch discreetly behind a tomato bush, vulgar with vodka. The men toss their pigskin hats over the fence and raise their voices and their fists. The men draw knives and unupholstered guns, slash and shoot. The women sip slowly, watch from afar. Boys will be boys. I watch the men stumble on the stones and stagger through the hyacinths and chrysanthemums, watch them titter, their eyes fluttering till still among the bougainvillea. The women will elope with the three gypsies, squealing all the way to Reno. What a bloody mess. Better outside than inside, as Mother always said. Fetch the spade and pitchfork, my darlings, I tell my children. They ask, who are you, and what have you done to our father? I answer, I am the one who told you to beware of men in gardens. Stillness followed commotion like a rabid cur felled by a firing squad. Stillness followed so much ado till the rumor of blood stirred and stretched. The rumor split like a one-celled creature and grew large enough to devour its own shadow. But the shadow grew back and kept on growing, glooming low over the suburb, growling menace like a warplane, glowing scarlet with malice. High on the rumors of homicide, neighbors arrived with pitchforks, spades, and arms, stormed the garden, letting loose the ashes of my pets and parents. Uprooting rhododendrons, they sought fresh bones and flesh under beds of cabbages and rows of radishes. The ashes of my pets and parents flew into the shadow. They flew with the seeds of gladiolas and pomegranates, buttercups and spaghetti squash, the roots of cabbages and radishes, so the shadow ate them all. And they were one with the shadow. Riding high on the rumor of infanticide, the wives gagged me and set me bound to stagnate under the vicious sun. Then the husbands tightened the dishcloths, tethering my legs to the barbed wire fence. The husbands called me Black Widow, Evil Queen, Wicked Witch, tightened the bonds till the blood drained from my feet and ran into the soil. Beneath the seeping wound in the sky, the shadow would not enter. I lay face up to the sun, wizening and wordless. I smelled exterminators in the house, heard them hunting for corpora, delecting in drawers, hard drives, sofas, and beds. The exterminators grunted and belched as they slashed through soft material and feathers with gusto, tipped boudoirs and bookshelves over with glee, rubbed their insect legs together, masturbating, baiting, making too much noise. My head ached from bone loss and clamor. I was unbecoming fast. One of the husbands kicked me in my womb. There's nothing there, he announced. Of course we knew that. No surprise, she's seedless. I dream in my dream that Super Pig arrives to rescue me in time from shrinking to the size of Greteline. He saves me from disappearing into the shadow. Neither bird nor jet, he flies me in his arms to Romania, where we dance with violins. Goodbye, my children, hiding from the shadow in the grave. You will learn how to live without me, as I have, as I do. I dream of a woman withered to a bag of bones. She is tethered to a fence, howling like a bitch with a severed tongue, yowling like a bitch in heat. Useless, odious woman that I am, I lie still, still I lie, cannot close my eyes, turn to stone. And one more piece. All right, I was going to read something else. I think I'll read this. This is really silly. It's a mock limerick. It's kind of fictional. It's called, what is it called? Oh yes, 9 foibles about a woman from the left bank of Limerick. Words for music, perhaps, and indeed. 1. She lived in a house with a louse of a spouse, a louse with lice in his head and a grouse in his bed. No small wonder she wished him dead. She lived in a house, a mousy gray house, and her spouse was a souse, this house with mice in his head and a louse in its bed. No big surprise, he wished her dead. She lived in a house, but she wasn't a mouse, but she looked like a mouse, a plump, wheatish mouse, and her spouse was a louse, a lard of a louse, such gross as that house. No, he wasn't a louse, he was verily a mouse, but she was a louse with rice in her head and an old gray blouse, and she killed his pet grouse until it was dead, they said. But you can't believe anyone. She was a blonde mouse in a grand castle house. Her Moorish spouse was a royal pain louse, a boorish lout. And so they dwelt, the mouse, that little blonde mouse with flies in her head, and that pain of a louse, king louse, with lies in his head. He smothered her till she was quiet and dead. She sat on a couch watching time go by. She sat on a couch watching grouse fly by, watching neighbors wave, hi, hi, fuck you, sweetie pie, bye. Through the blind she would spy with her black navel eye to think she'd cause sighs with her firm young thighs. Ah, you sweet youth, when my mouth held a tooth. She sat on her couch watching grouse fly by. She sat on her couch watching louses with spouses in patriotic blouses. Everyone knew she'd be early to die, that Rubenesque mouse.